Mitai are mini donuts that are cut out into a diamond shape. They're perfectly golden brown, crunchy, and coated with a sweet cardamom sugar syrup, which makes these delicious treats perfect for serving for your guests or even your family. The ingredients are very simple and very basic, so hope you'll be trying out this recipe. You'll get started by picking up your yeast. This is 10 grams of instant yeast. So I'm going to use a kitchen scissors and add in my instant yeast to my bowl. Next, I'm going to be adding in some sugar. Add in a 1/4 cup of water. Stir in the instant yeast, sugar, and water, and let this sit for around 5 minutes until the yeast blooms. This is the best way to check if your yeast is fresh, by simply adding in some sugar and water, and once you notice a foam, the yeast is fresh. Let's say you had bought a very big pack of yeast and you have been using it and you're not sure if the yeast is fresh. Simply follow these steps, and once you notice that the yeast is fresh, you are ready to go. Once the yeast blooms, you're going to be adding in your cardamom powder. This is going to add in lots of flavor to your mitai. Add in a pinch of salt. And using a whisk, I'm going to combine everything until fully combined. To add in a teaspoon of vanilla essence for some flavor. Add in my all-purpose flour. Mixing the all-purpose flour into the wet ingredients, and then I'm going to be adding in my milk as I use my spoon and stir in or combine all the ingredients together. This is 1 cup milk. Once a dough is formed, I'm going to go in with my hands. And if you notice that your dough is super sticky, you can sprinkle in with some excess all-purpose flour into your bowl and knead until a soft dough is formed. If you notice that your dough is very dry, you can add in a tablespoon of milk at a time until you get a soft dough. So I'll be kneading my dough for around 2 minutes. Adding in the vanilla is going to add in some extra flavor. Remember, we added in some cardamom, so the mitai are going to be very delicious. After 2 minutes, this is how the dough is looking like. So I'm going to add in a tablespoon of margarine. You can also add in a tablespoon of softened butter. Once you add in the margarine, you're going to knead for around 5 minutes while stretching the dough so that the margarine can get fully combined into the dough. And after 5 minutes, this is how your dough is going to be looking like. As you can see, my hands are not sticky at all. So the dough is ready to rest. So after 5 minutes, I'm going to form my dough into a ball just like this, and then I'm going to place this in the middle of the bowl, cover, and let this sit for around 30 minutes to 1 hour, or until doubled up in size. After 30 minutes, this is how my dough is looking, and it has doubled up in size. So I'm going to punch to release the excess air pockets in the dough, and then I'm going to transfer to my countertop. I'm going to start by sprinkling some extra flour. And then I'm going to knead the dough for around a minute. The dough at this point shouldn't be sticky, should be nice and elastic. Next, you're going to form into a round shape by tacking the dough on the bottom side, just like this. And you can see how easy it is to handle the dough. Sprinkle some more flour to my countertop. And then I'm going to use a rolling pin and roll out the dough by spreading the dough vertically and horizontally. Make sure to go to the edges as well. And once done, you're going to use a pizza cutter or a knife to cut your dough vertically, just like that. And because we're going for a diamond shape, I'm going to pick my dough. And then I'm going to cut the dough into diamond shapes by slightly slanting my pizza cutter so that I can get that diamond shape. And at this point, we're going to place a frying pan with cooking oil over medium-high flame. And as the oil is getting hot, I'm going to finish up cutting the rest of the dough into diamond shapes. Make sure to cut the dough into the same sized mitai or into the same sized dough. Place aside. I'm cutting out all the dough because I want it to be very easy for me to fry in the cooking oil once the oil is ready. When done cutting out your dough, you're going to let it sit for around 10 to 20 minutes so that it can double up in size. Once the dough has doubled up in size, you're going to place a frying pan with cooking oil over medium heat and let the oil get hot. To check if the oil is hot, you're going to insert a skewer, and once you notice small bubbling, the oil is ready for your dough. Once your cooking oil is hot and ready for the dough, you're going to carefully place in the little pieces of diamond cut out shape into the cooking oil, and watch over your fingers because you don't want to have some burns. Also, don't overcrowd your frying pan because you want the mitai to cook or to fry perfectly. After placing in your dough, you're going to wait for around 30 seconds to 1 minute. And once you notice a very lovely golden brown color, you're going to flip your mitai so that they can cook on the other side or fry on the other side. Mine are looking perfect, so I'm going to flip. And the kitchen is smelling incredible. I'm going to be frying my dough in batches, and it's going to take around 5 to 8 minutes at most. For this recipe, you can double up the amounts of ingredients and make even more mitai. So I'm going to check on my dough if it's golden on the other side. And I'm going to give my dough 30 more seconds so that I can have that perfect golden brown color. And using a skimmer, I'm going to drain off the excess oil and transfer to a bowl where the mitai are going to rest as I make the rest of the mitai. Place in my next batch. And remember, the dough is doubling up in size. So as you pick the dough, be careful not to remove the excess air in the dough. After 30 seconds, I'm going to drain off the excess oil from the mitai, and then I'm going to transfer to the rest. Place in my next round. Once you're done frying the mitai, you're going to let them sit for around 2 to 3 minutes as you make your sugar syrup. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to place my frying pan aside. And then I'm going to place my pot over medium flame. Add in a third cup sugar, half a cup of water, and a teaspoon of cardamom. You're going to continuously stir in the sugar, water, and cardamom until it comes to a boil. And then you're going to let it reduce halfway so that we can cut our delicious mitai. Use your wooden spatula and check how it's coming along, and mine is starting to thicken up just the way it's supposed to. And once you notice that the sugar is thickening up, you're going to put on the flames, and then you're going to add in your fried mitai into the pot and coat the mitai with the delicious cardamom syrup. As the syrup is cooling, it's going to crystallize and coat the mitai, and they'll have a very perfect design. So be sure to shake the pot as the mitai are cooling. This is how the mitai are looking at this point. And once the sugar is fully crystallized, I'm going to serve and show you how my mitai are looking like. And let me tell you, they're very delicate, they're sweet. Once your mitai are ready, they're going to be looking very delicious, and the cardamom flavor is going to be just perfect. The sugar is going to crystallize, and hence your mitai are going to be very crunchy. So this is a very nice way to serve dessert to your family, and it's a very cheap and budget-friendly recipe. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll be trying out this delicious mitai recipe.